Okay, just here for a quick intro. So the like goal for this video is 8 likes. Hope you enjoy, and yeah. Let's roll on with the video, but make sure to like and subscribe and check the description if you didn't already. Otherwise, let's roll on with the video, and yes, through Pixar and trimming and combining what ifs, this video is above 30 minutes long. Achievement on its own, since I'm using Go Record. Forgot the full name, but something like Record Go Record. Yeah. Hope you enjoy. Ice Dragon would then shoot a cold water blast at Shino, who would create a bug clone to avoid it, but would then be hit by a wing from the dragon. Sasuke would try to charge at it with a fire-style fire fist technique surrounding his hand in a powerful layer of flames, but was countered by the dragon's claw, knocking him away, along with making his hand have several cuts, and with a flap of the dragon's wings, a wave of cold mist that has the ability of like a low B rank jutsu hit Sasuke, taking him out as well. As Naruto would then take out multiple shuriken, enhancing them with wind and throwing it at the ice dragon, using the shadow shuriken jutsu to turn it into 50 shuriken. But the ice dragon simply looked at it, then charged up an ice blast as a frost wave would take out all the shuriken. As Shikamaru, who had just been healed, would try to stop the dragon from landing a hit on Naruto, but the dragon was still able to move. But Naruto took out his fox's fang, charging it with multiple powerful layers of chakra and slashing at the dragon, sending a wave of chakra at it, which countered the icy claw. But Shino was quickly taken out along with Shikamaru and Ino, as Kiba would then try to attack the ice dragon, but would quickly be stopped by Naruto, who would say, "Kiba, we have to form a combination technique. Only me, you, and Hinata, along with Choji, are still in this. I'll use my fire-style fire breath or spewing fire wave, while you use the Suga. But make sure to surround it with more chakra than ever before. Due to the rotation, it'll make the flame stronger while allowing you and the flames to attack it, which will cancel out the frost breath." As Kiba and Naruto would form this combination style, flaming, piercing fang, and would actually be able to land a pretty good hit on the dragon, making a pretty deep hole on it, but Haku managed to quickly land a couple Senbon on Kiba. Then the ice dragon was about to shoot a frost wave at Kiba, but Hinata quickly made it there and used the 32 palms to stop the ice dragon, quickly retrieving Kiba, while Naruto would then create 2 shadow clones, each charging their blades with a chakra scalpel and wind chakra manipulation, fighting the dragon, but would still be knocked back. As Naruto would try to think of a plan, as this dragon was likely high A rank. Naruto would realize that Haku didn't seem that tired and realized that Haku likely didn't need much chakra to control the ice dragon, only needed more chakra to make the ice dragon, and with enough chakra for the ice dragon to shoot special attacks like the frost breath. As then Naruto would try to think of a way to win this battle, but would think of none except the QB. But Naruto would realize that he doesn't know how to exactly contact the QB right now. Like, what's he gonna do? Space out in the middle of a battle? Maybe shadow clones, yes, might be able to help. But Naruto can't create many. Like, Naruto can likely create 50 shadow clones, maybe 60 at most if he's using the wind blade along with chakra scalpel, and to be able to efficiently fight the ice dragon. But he would soon be out of chakra. As Naruto would create 10 shadow clones or 4 shadow clones, they would all power up in the aura of chakra, each charging at the ice dragon, both trying to counter the wings, while Naruto made sure to handle the frost breath, while the tail of the dragon was handled by one clone, the claws were handled by another. As Choji would then be called to help by Hinata, who's saying it shyly, as saying that there's no need anymore, as Zabuza and Raiga were already defeated, which Hinata saw through her Byakugan. As Choji would then use the human boulder at Haku, who would quickly make an ice mirror. Well, 3 ice mirrors. But one of them broke on impact and the other cracked. As Choji would use the partial expansion and begin to break the mirrors. A shadow clone would pop near the end, but it then exploded as it was revealed to be an exploding shadow clone, as the others also exploded, nearly fully breaking / destroying the ice dragon, as Naruto would then jump back using a mountain splitter technique with his fox's fang, as okay, so there was a minor cutout. So the time before this, before the explosion part, there was an interruption. So yeah, we're continuing this 6 days later. And yes, it's been 6 days since this was originally recorded. So yeah. Anyways, time to continue with this part. So Naruto would then be able to explode his shadow clones, which would then begin to destroy the ice dragon. Though the ice dragon was beginning to reform with Haku's remainder of chakra, Naruto made 2 shadow clones and used chakra to kick Haku and his ice dragon into the air, as Naruto would begin saying, spiraling, as the shadow clones would throw Naruto up, and Naruto would create 2 more clones, as Naruto would then say, Fox Claw! As then Naruto would use the spiraling Fox Claw, destroying the rest of the ice dragon, and would then use the version 2 state of the spiraling Fox Claw, and using his fox's fang, he was thrown down below towards Haku. As he and the ice dragon were falling, Naruto would be reaching closer to killing Haku, but Haku, using the ice from the ice dragon, managed to form a ice mirror, but it was broken as it was too weak to take the impact. But it slowed and directed Naruto's slash to Haku's shoulder, not cutting his arm off, but making a deep gash as Haku would fall unconscious. Sasuke would then be able to see this as he had just woken up from his unconsciousness, as Sasuke would then think, How can the dope be that strong? Wait, damn it, how? As Sasuke would think back to how Naruto was in the academy and would then realize that Naruto was mistreated outside of the academy, as sometimes Sasuke would witness Naruto being mistreated. As then Sasuke would begin to think, wait, could it have spread to the academy days? Could the teachers also be biased? As Sasuke would begin to think back and would remember hearing a rumor of Mizuki being a traitor to the village. As then Sasuke would also remember that someone stated that the demon brat was stealing the sacred scroll of sealing. And Sasuke would try to piece the things together. If they mistreated Naruto and sometimes called Naruto the demon brat, and Naruto stole the forbidden scroll of sealing, Mizuki was a traitor, and Sasuke, not being as stupid as the villagers, would figure out what happened. Mizuki would likely have tricked Naruto somehow, to steal the forbidden scroll of sealing. And Mizuki would then try to get after lying to Naruto, but Naruto found out about the plan. Then, likely learning a jutsu from the forbidden scroll, taking down Mizuki, and would be promoted to genin. As Sasuke would finally piece things together. Well, close enough at least. Since Iruka was there was a whole seal release. As Sasuke would then fall back into unconsciousness. Also, so Raiga, I just realized a few days ago that Raiga is not Aoi. I got Aoi, the one who has the Raijin, and Raiga, who has the twin Kiba blades, mixed up. But you know what? Let's keep that in here, since I don't really feel like switching it, since you know what? I think they're at similar lengths of power, like Kakashi and Reiga. Since Reiga didn't seem that powerful, yes, he seemed like as strong as Kakashi, but I think they'd still tie, since I can't really underplay Kakashi's power. The only thing I can do is increase Naruto's power to dwarf Kakashi's, but I'm beginning to reconsider what to do with Kakashi in this, since Kakashi's he's both bad and good. I don't know. But I'm leaning towards his favoritistic side being bad. So, Naruto would then win against Haku, as they hear everyone at the scene then hear clapping as Gato would arrive with an army of thugs, including a few or so samurai. As then Gato would state, like you ninja can do much. I thought you were a demon, Zabuza. Guess I was wrong. Aren't you supposed to be a hotshot? Yet you, your apprentice, and another hotshot ninja got defeated by free Joning and just a couple kids. Knew it wasn't worth it tiring you guys. Get 'em, bandits, as Naruto would then see the bandits charging forward, as Naruto would state, "Turn them," as Naruto's eyes would turn slitted for a second, as Naruto would go to his mindscape. "Hey, brat, kill them. I'll lend you my power this once. Now, go kill them." As Naruto in the outside world would be surrounded in red, violent chakra, but Naruto wouldn't want to have been taken over by this, so Naruto pulsed his chakra as well, combining with the QB's malicious chakra of hatred. Naruto surrounded by a purple aura of chakra with purple slitted eyes, as Naruto would then charge at high speeds, appearing in the middle of the bandits, as Naruto would then take out his blade and would say, "Wind style, divine winds," or kamikaze, since I'm pretty sure that translates to divine winds, or god wind. Close enough. As Naruto would then kill over 100 bandits with that attack, and would then be jumping across the battlefield, slaying bandits after bandit, as then Naruto would jump back and would say, "Hey, I'm gonna borrow these for a second," as Naruto would then take Raiga's swords, place his own in his mouth, and use the free sword style. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just think about Zoro from One Piece using his free sword style. As Naruto would channel chakra into the blades, forming into lightning, as Naruto would focus wind chakra into his fox's fang, along with the QB's fiery chakra, making the blade covered in a powerful aura of flames and sharpness, while the Kiba blades were covered in lightning, as Naruto would begin to quickly take them out and would say, "Lightning style, lightning slash," as then Naruto would perform a slash motion with one of the Kiba blades. A blade of lightning appeared and would kill a few more of the samurai, as Naruto would then use the QB's or fox's fang, using its power to send a wave of flames, and would use the other Kiba blade to take down a few more bandits, as Naruto would then put the blades away, and would then use his most powerful technique. "It's time for you to die, Gato. Water style, wind style, torrenting waves," as then water would gather around. All of the remaining mist would disperse. Water from all around the area would gather, as wind would appear in a cyclone of a hurricane, as a sharp, powerful wave of water and wind would come forward against the bandits and Gato, killing Gato and most of the remaining bandits, as Naruto would state, "It's time for you to pay," as then the bandits would say, "Run! Run for the hills!" as the bandits would try to run, but the newly recovered Asuma would use the wind-style wind fang jutsu, killing more of the bandits. Kakashi, who had just woken up, would quickly shoot a fire or use earth-style earth wall to block the bandits' way out, allowing Kurenai to capture a few of them into a genjutsu, as then Naruto would catch up with them and would quickly kill them, though leaving one alive. Also, Gato didn't die, so Gato's the one alive. As Gato would then say, "Please, spare me, I'll give you anything. Money, women, whatever you want." As Naruto would say, "Fine, sign this contract." As Gato would sign it without looking, as Naruto would then say, "Okay, I won't kill you." As Naruto would go towards the villagers and the Nari who just arrived and would say, "Now, you guys do what you want with this twerp." As Naruto would throw Gato towards them. As the town would, or the village hidden in the waves, or the wave village would celebrate. Naruto would then fall on the ground unconscious, the Kiba blades and Fox's fang falling on the floor, but Naruto managed to seal away the Fox's fang in time. As the contract stated that Naruto Uzumaki won't kill him, but Gato signed over every single last coin he had to Naruto. So yeah, Naruto would then wake up a few days later in Kazuna's house, leaving the room, and would see Team 7 training in the tree walking, though Shikamaru's practicing the shadow possession technique while Ino and Sakura were bickering, though Shina was looking for new bugs, while Akamaru and Kiba were practicing the fang over fang. As Naruto would come out the house and say, "Hey guys, what's up?" As Kakashi would say, "Oh, Naruto, you're finally awake." As Sasuke would then say, "Dope, how did you get this strong? How? How did you get that strong?" As Naruto would say, "Sorry, Sasuke, but if only you knew." As Sasuke would say, "I already know. I saw how you were treated outside of the academy. Did the academy teachers do the same? Is that why you're so strong? Is it because the academy teachers stunted you?" As Naruto would say, I think it's just that I got a little bit too used to not having my questions answered. So when Iruka Sensei came along, who was fine with teaching me, I think I already got used to not listening." As Sasuke would be fine with the answer for now. As Sasuke would go on a rock and would begin pondering what happened to Naruto, why he was treated that way, and would revolve around all the facts about Naruto. As Naruto would then be told by Asuma and Kurenai that they would be heading back in a few days. As then, Gato would still be at an execution ground tied to a post, as they would find out the location of Gato's bases and would collect the money from there. Then Gato would be executed by being stabbed, then left to bleed to death. As Naruto would get all of the money, which it was apparently in there like 7.9 million Rio. As Naruto would then give 2.9 million Rio to the Land of Waves, split 1 million around the Rookie 9, but would decide how much each are getting paid. Kakashi, since he fought alone, as much as Naruto hates him, Naruto decides to give 80,000 Rio to Kakashi. Asuma and Kurenai were both given around 80,000 as well, both each of them. Shikamaru got around 60,000 Rio. Ino got around 3,000 Rio. Sakura got around 0 Rio. If I were to give her any Rio, it would be negative. Sasuke got 50,000 Rio, and the rest was split up between everyone else. While Naruto just got most of the Rio left over. So yeah, they would then head back to the village, but Naruto would be able to, assign missions to people, since Naruto this time could just assign A-rank missions to train him in his Kenjutsu. Since, let's say Raiga asked Naruto if he would want to become his successor, since his apprentice Ramamaru didn't have lightning release. So asked if Naruto would want to be his successor when he finally passes away, as Naruto agrees, and Raiga would give Naruto 2 chakra conducting blades to practice with, and when Raiga finally dies, Ramamaru would go to the hidden leaf to give Naruto the swords, as Naruto would promise to get stronger and be able to wield lightning as well as he did, as then everyone would split away. Though, as they made it to the village, Sasuke would ask Naruto again, what really happened to the Kyuubi? There's too many coincidences. You being born on the same day as the Kyuubi, you being an orphan, you being called demon by the civilians, they mistreat you. What happened? What truly happened to the Kyuubi? I heard of Bunjutsu before. It could be sealing arts. Naruto, tell me what happened to the Kyuubi. As Naruto would sigh, and before Naruto could answer, Shino would state, Naruto, though I do not believe you are the Kyuubi, you do have a connection to it, as my Kikai bugs state that your chakra was venomous before one of them died from eating part of your chakra when you were in that purple chakra state. But they said that half of it was yours, but the other half was malicious and violent. As Naruto would state, fine. 12 years ago, the Kyuubi was never defeated or killed. You can't kill a Biju, at least not for long. They'll just respawn. They'll just gather together and then be revived after a few years. So instead, the Kyuubi was sealed inside of me by the Yondaime Hokage. As then, everyone other than the people who already knew this, like Sai and the other Jonin, also Shikamaru and Hinata, since they both likely knew. Hinata saw the seal, and Hinata is smart enough to figure it out. Shikamaru's just too smart. So yeah. As Naruto would then state, though I'm not the only Jinchuriki. Before me, there was another Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, and the Kyuubi broke out on the day of my birth. As Naruto would state, my mother, Kushina Uzumaki, was the previous Kyuubi Jinchuriki. How I know this? I asked the Kyuubi. Since I found out who she was, then I learned that my mother was the previous Jinchuriki. So something must have happened to break the Kyuubi out, but he still refuses to tell me what happened. As then, Sakura, otherwise known as Useless, would say, "I knew you were a demon," as she was quickly shut up by Shikamaru, who used the shadow possession jutsu to bump Sakura in the head, and Sakura would fall unconscious, as Ino would think of it and would remember Inoichi stating that he would need to go help a boy that had troubles with his mind through something. As yes, Inoichi left hints that something was wrong with Naruto's mind, but never told Ino anything. Though Inoichi is smart, Inoichi would know Naruto's not the QB. Inoichi and the QB are probably good pals, literally. The QB or Kurama, since Inoichi would have likely checked up on Naruto's mind, the QB and Inoichi would likely talk a lot. Like, hey, what's up? What's going on in the outside world? What happened to Naruto? Instead, Naruto or the QB would just say back, "Oh, I had to heal him from near death again. Literally, this is the 19th time. What the heck's wrong with your village?" Literally, that's how I imagine the interaction going. That's 100% how it went, if it actually did happen though. As then, they would arrive back in the village, and like Naruto promised, he would begin training in his lightning affinity, which Naruto would realize that he had to use the forbidden arts, elemental genin, as the QB told him that he'd lend Naruto some of his chakra, and Naruto needed a lightning rod to absorb lightning, and the QB's chakra would convert it into Naruto's elemental affinity. I know, stupidest thing in existence. As Naruto would then gain a lightning affinity, a proper one.